Subsistence gardening is something that millions of people do around the world today to supplement their food intake. And this is something that I think we should learn from. When I first started my garden, I had very elementary knowledge, and I still have elementary knowledge of gardening, but I learned so much this year. The food that I focused on were foods that I thought would be beneficial for subsistence farming. Potatoes, okra, rice even in pots, it worked out really well. Tomatoes, herbs, and in that, one of my biggest failures is the potato, which is definitely one of the best, most calorie-dense foods you can grow. All my potatoes were like that big. They were super tiny, and they should have been full-size potatoes. This year, I'm gonna get full-size potatoes. I know what I did wrong, and I'm gonna fix it. And I learned from that. Something else that worked out really well was okra. Okra, here in the southeast, it just grows. I couldn't pick it fast enough and eat it fast enough. That's an awesome one. Herbs. Herbs are great. I did citronella and dill, a couple other little things, but citronella and dill were the big ones. Citronella's good because mosquitoes. Everybody has to deal with mosquitoes, and the citronella I have now, I'm going to learn to distill that oil and make that into a bug repellent. Something else that worked out really well was the tomatoes. I grew 15 different types of tomatoes this year. Almost every single cherry tomato came out perfect. I'd say 90-something% came out great. And for the larger full-size tomatoes, I'd say 90% failed. They got some kind of blight or rotten, or they got eaten by animals. I'm gonna have to work on that this year, which is great. To get in there, jump in, and learn. You're never going to figure it out if you don't do it. And most people don't do it. The world's not getting any better, unfortunately. Hate to say it, it's not going to get any better anytime soon. Learning this skill now, when you have time and energy and a little bit of extra money, is the time to do it. You don't want to be caught needing food and you can't produce it. You're going to be hating yourself for that later. Something else I did was cash crops, cotton and tobacco. Here in the southeast, cotton and tobacco grows really well. The cotton was effortless. That just grew, no problem. I hardly had to do anything to it. And I got a ton of cotton seeds, which I'm going to grow again this year. And I'm going to try to turn that cotton into twine, which I've failed at so far. But hey, that's the point. You fail, you learn. Failure is a learning experience. Go out there and fail. You can never go wrong from failing. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. The tobacco, also a failure, but I kind of saved it. I'm going to save a lot of seeds this year. I focused on seed growth instead of leaf growth. And I'm going to take all those seeds and replant them next year and do okay. Another thing was the okra seeds. I produced so many okra seeds, I'm going to give those away. I have a huge jar of seeds. I have more than I could ever plant. And this was just one of the best learning experiences I've had in a long time. Go out there and learn to fail. Fail in your garden, and you will succeed.